Has podcasting overtaken AM and FM talk radio? Well, yes and no.
And now, a look at what's trending in the podcast world and how it can help your show. It's the Jag Show Podcast.
This is from Edison Research's Share of Ear survey. In 2017, 66% or two-thirds of all spoken word audio was consumed over AM and FM radio. Only 13% of ears went to podcasts. Well, fast forward to the second quarter of 2024, talk radio is at 43% and podcasts are catching up fast at 36%. But if we dig a little bit deeper, among ages 13 to 64, podcasting has already surpassed AM/FM talk radio, 41 to 39. So the only reason that radio still wins overall is the 65-plus demo, who picked the radio 5-1 over podcasting. So while talk radio listeners are yelling, "Get off my lawn," podcasting will catch up, if not this year, probably by 2025. This change will be accelerated by increased podcast discoverability. According to PodNews, Matthew Passey and the folks at Custom Podcast Solutions are debuting an NFC-enabled Bluetooth Beacon. You can wear this on your wrist, and instead of telling someone to search or scan a QR code, you can have them tap their phone to open your podcast. This is supposedly going to be on display at the Podcast Movement Convention this August in Washington, D.C., so I'll be sure to report back from there. Some Spotify-related news to close out with this week. First, Spotify is ditching polls and adding actual comments to podcast episodes. And unlike Apple, you can approve those comments, block trolls, and manage the comments on their new Spotify for Podcasters app, not to be confused with the Spotify app itself. And finally, Spotify now bragging that they have 250,000 video podcasts on their platform. I'm still leery of this. I don't want to use Spotify for Podcasters to access this tool because I don't want Spotify to own my show. For me, I'm going to stick to producing an audio podcast via my RSS host, Simplecast, for Apple, Spotify, and more. And I'll put the video directly on YouTube, which has a much bigger audience than Spotify. And because these episodes are short, I'll keep posting the videos directly on my social media channels via Jag in Detroit, because each social media app's algorithm likes videos that keep people in their app. I'm more interested in getting my content to as many people in as many places as possible. Later.
The most popular ways to grow a podcast are recommendations of friends and family. So share this episode with someone you know. And for any questions you have about podcasts, find Jag online at jagindetroit.com.